So joining me today is Roger Eagleton, driver of the number 34, GoGoGear.com, BMW M3. Great that you could stop by today. So I have some questions for you. The first thing I really want to know is where did it all start? Where did that racing passion begin? Was it when you were 2? Was it, I don't know, just tell me.
I think it was pretty young, playing with Hot Wheels, playing with little Lego cars, anything, remote control cars, anything that had wheels on it, I wanted to go faster and play with and sometimes crash. And thankfully the crashing part isn't so applicable anymore, but that was definitely a big part of the fun back in the day.
Okay, great. So when did you first get into a race car? When did you start that? Did you go through, a lot of drivers will do karting, some just jump right into a touring car. What was your path?
So I started kind of late. So in my late 20s, started with karting.
Budget stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't get the parents to cough up the money for it. So I had to wait until I actually graduated from college, worked, and had some funding on my own. Started with karting up at Sonoma, and then kind of worked my way up through the ranks from there.
Okay.
And I think it was a good place to start too, just because again you learn the fundamentals, you learn how to left foot brake, you learn the dynamics, and you learn how to work with an underpowered machine because you've only got what you've got, and it's not going to get any better, so you've got to figure out how to make yourself better as opposed to trying to focus on getting the car or the cart to go faster.
Great. So then you went from go-karts and then you got into cars. How did you arrive at the BMW M3? What was that? Now last year was your first, I'll say that. Last year was the first year you were with the United States Touring Car Championship, but you weren't in the M3. You were in a different car. So tell me about the two cars and the differences and how that's working out for you.
Last year was in an older M3, an older chassis that just became available. And I've always loved BMWs. I've had, I don't even know how many, more BMWs than I've had girlfriends. So
that's good
because I can keep them about 4 to 6 months and I get bored. The cars.
Okay.
What basically just has always been kind of a love affair with BMWs. The opportunity to drive an older M3 came up, so I kind of jumped on that. And we did really well with it, won the championship in the sportsman class, and then for the next year, which is this year, we were looking at the options, and a newer M3 came up, and we decided that doing the super touring class would make a lot of sense.
Okay.
And that's how I kind of came about that, and it's a great car, it's a lot faster, and I think that's part of the challenge is learning how to drive a faster car even faster, because all your reference points are thrown out the window, braking points are gone. You just need to learn psychologically what the car is capable of doing, and I think that's the biggest challenge is just the mental aspect of realizing I can go faster here, the car is fine, I need to be able to mentally accept the fact that I can go faster here.
That you're going to be okay. You're going to make that turn after the hard braking.
Yeah.
Great. So starting last year, what are your impressions of the United States Touring Car Championship? You came back a second year, so I think that's good news for the series.
Yeah.
So
no, I've been really happy with it. I think from a standpoint of budget, exposure, professionalism, it can't be beat. And I looked at a lot of different series before coming over to USTCC. I've raced with NASA, SCCA, and it kind of made the most sense in terms of just from all those angles. And I think that as we continue to attract higher and higher levels of driver talent, it also ups the game for everybody involved. So, that's the one thing I would let people know is that come out here, give it a shot, but don't expect to be quick right off the bat because you've got a lot of stiff competition. And you've got guys that have been out here for 4 or 5 years too that have worked their way up through the ranks, different cars, they know every track, they know every car. So again, it's a good place to come and see really how you stack up with top level drivers. And top level cars.
Well, we're thrilled that you came back for a second year. We hope that you do really well this year in this new car you have. And we'll see you at the track.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.